Welcome back, dear viewers. You're still watching Nile Cruise on Nile TV. And dear viewers, it is a common belief that the tradition of Mother's Day began in the West, originating from Greek and Roman spring festivals dedicated to the goddess, and Mothering Sunday observed in the European Christian tradition since the 1600s. But in fact, the first celebrations of motherhood took place right here in Egypt as part of a pharaonic tradition. Ancient Egyptians held an annual festival to honor Isis, one of the most popular and enduring goddess of ancient Egypt, who represented the ideal mother and wife and was the patroness of nature and magic. And dear viewers, today, Mother's Day is celebrated all over the world, usually in the months of March or May. The tradition varies in every country, but giving gifts, flowers, or making meals to show gratitude to mothers is present everywhere. And to know more, dear viewers, about all we're talking about, and this special Mother's Day, which we wish, of course, from here, all mothers all around the world, very happy Mother's Day. We have with us a very distinguished guest. Our guest today is prominent guest, Nadia Shafei, Professor of Human Resources. A very good day, Mrs. Nadia.
Very
it's a pleasure
good
to have you with us in today's episode of Nile Cruise.
Thank you.
Dr. Nadia, thank you for joining us. Happy Mother's Day. So Mother's Day is a time to honor and show appreciation for one's mother. What is the significance, Dr. Nadia, of this day for the mother and for the child?
The significance for the mother that after the long effort and which excursion to the children, there is a special occasion to tell her thank you. There is a special occasion on the whole world to recognize and honor the effort which is the mother played in the role of the children. The happiness is not in the mother only, the children by nature. When there is somebody is doing to you something, it is very nature to say thank you. So what about the mother when the child find an opportunity to give her a kiss and tell her congratulations in your day? It's really a very special occasion, represent gratitude and thankful to the mother and the role of the mother in the family.
In the past, Dr. Nadia, it was common for schools to hold a special celebration to honor mothers. During these events, the children perform songs dedicated to the topic. How did these celebrations strengthen the bonds between mothers and their children? I'm talking here about the culture that we also have here in Egypt. I mean, for years we've had some great songs made just on this great occasion. And certainly the Egyptian society is different, and the Arab society in general perhaps is different from perhaps Western or other societies when it comes to celebrating this event. Could you tell us about what makes Mother's Day special in Egypt specifically, maybe?
What makes Mother's Day special in Egypt? The culture. We are very distinguished of a sentimental and warm feeling. So you feel it very much in the occasion of the mother. You find that different level they are really celebrating. The mother is not waiting for the children only. You find that it is cascaded down to sisters, cascading down to grandmother, and so on. So the celebration, it is a symbolic of motherhood as a whole. I feel very really happy when I found the children and the teachers and the schools, they are preparing for that day, and they are making a special celebration, a special event, as you have rightly said, a special song. It gives a lot of happiness. I'm still in that age when I hear the song of the Mother Day, I feel very happy. All this type of celebration really it is distinguished. I mean, we'll never miss going to the mother, whatever busy day, in order to have a kiss and give a flower. It is not the matter of the present. This is what I feel it different between our society and other, because you are fully aware that Mother Day, it is being conducted all over the world, but with a different type of celebration. Ours is very distinguished with the warm feeling, and it is not only mother, it is cascading down to the whole event for the whole family.
Right.
How can mothers build a positive relationship with their children? And communication is important to be applied for all family members. What are the skills needed to communicate with children?
This is a very great question. This is a very great question in nowadays. I may start that I would love to say that no matter the time is very condensed, no matter that the mother is going out to work and will eliminate the crucial, the critical role of communicating with the children. I feel very sorry that the communication and the time spent with the children nowadays, it is lesser. I feel sorry that we are not still giving the due care for that. The relationship between the mother and the children is developed by quality time, giving importance to share thoughts and things, give time to share. We are not supposed to be the director. No, listen, active listening, listen, hear, touch their heart, touch their mind with a different ways. There is no one button to tell how we can increase or develop the communication skills. We are not an organization to look for. Our objective in the family is love and support and help each other. We are not aiming in the family to increase the top line, bottom figure. No, we are aiming in the family to build human beings, to take care of our children. And this is through communication, ongoing communication. I would love that we take care of that by quality time, by feeling, listening, active listening, play the role, the model of the role. If you will not find any way of this is working, figure out how you will touch and make your children around you. You are the only one trusted, first one trusted to talk. If you will reach to that, we will be we can say that we are having effective communication skills.
Yes. I have a question. I'm not sure. It's I don't know if it's a good question to ask or not, but I can testify that the relationship between children and fathers has changed throughout the course of the past decades. I mean, we can testify to that, and it can be easily touched. The relationship has become more democratic, maybe. There is much more spoiling these days by fathers to their children than the case was decades ago. But I don't know if the relationship with mothers has changed, and this is why I want to ask you about this, because the great care that a mother always gives her children, be it 100 years ago or today, with all the change and the technological revolution, everything has changed over the past decades. But has the relationship between, first of all, do you agree that the relationship between father and children has changed in our society? And second of all, do you agree that or what do you think about the relationship between mother and children? Because I sense, allegedly, that it hasn't changed. But you can testify to that much more.
Actually, we cannot say it as a norms, but majority, yes, because I should not be. I don't have a statistic. I don't have. We are 100 millions. I cannot say. However, I totally agree with you that from the surrounding, from the environment among us, we feel that there is a change, because fortunately, unfortunately, the father role became the wallet.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, and especially the demand of the huge requirement of the expenses in order to adapt and provide our children, it is quite ongoing, increasing. So the father,
Very hectic, to say the least.
very hectic. So the father, he is really quite busy in order to arrange for a good wallet. Yet the mother role, no, because the role of the mother, it is a nature, it's a God-giving. The mother is giving all the time without saying one single word that there is a pain. It's by nature a sort of happiness, and it goes automatically to support child, to pamper child, to guardianship child, to develop the child. It's this is a role which really you cannot describe it in a book.
So it has not changed. Do you agree?
No,
Mother-child has not changed.
No. And I would love that the role of the father will not be only eliminating to the having a big wallet, because the manhood figure in the family, it's really another pillar will help the mother.
But that doesn't just depend on the father, I guess, Dr. Nadia. It also depends on the mother here as well, because I guess that, you know, most fathers would tell you, yes, they would be happy if they're not just the wallet, but stop asking for so much, you know. So if you're not asking for so much, then I can be with you with other things. So I guess this is part of the mother's role as well, right?
Because
and the children when they grow up.
Absolutely, because this will take us to another point, will pull us to another. What are the value of the family, and this is we should as the mother parents, they should agree upon that their first priority is to build a stable personality for their children. Whatever, this is my personal opinion, and I have practiced this. I thought that the role of the parents, mother and the father, is to arrange for a financial aid to admit for their children the best of schooling, education, and so and so. And they have eliminated the importance, I cannot say forgot, eliminating the importance of, no, the first role is to build the human beings and to build the personality trait of children. And then the knowledge can be acquired. The knowledge and the school can be acquired. I cannot leave my children to be well developed behavior-wise to the school role. And I believe that when I admit my children to the best school, international, whatever, that I have done a good role.
No, it's not a guarantee. It's not a guarantee that they will get the behavior.
On the opposite, it has a lot of drawbacks. I have seen it myself. At the very beginning, when we were planning to admit to our daughters, I have two girls, but I was thinking that I should admit them to the one of the international. And I took an advice of my aunt, and she was a headmistress of one of the old schools, one of the figure as headmistress. She told me, go to the school where there is a behavior discipline. Don't don't put your child in a different culture. We should take care of our culture. And I listen, and now I'm very proud that my children, they carry out the culture of Egypt,
Great to
not
hear.
the international.
Great to hear.
Several people have described the mother-daughter relationship in different ways. Some say a mother's treasure is her daughter, and others say while a mother's treasure is her daughter, a daughter's sunshine is her mother. But why sometimes the mother can't understand her daughter, and what are the ways to improve this relationship if the relationship is a little bit edgy?
Let me add to Rana's question, just in addition, Dr. Nadia, another dimension. And why is it that we feel that sometimes in our society, the mother is more inclined to her son than her daughter? It's just, sometimes we feel that. So it's just, that's
You
another
mean
question.
anti-sex? Anti-sex. Usually we feel that the girl is very attached to the father, and the son is very attached to the mother.
This is normal?
It's not normal, but sometimes the child, I believe that the child, when they find the heart and they find the warm attitude with the mother, will be attached to, and the same to the girl. However, from a scientific point of view, I have heard some of the research, they said that it is a belonging of anti-sex. The girl goes to the father and the other way around. When there is a relation, I have no harm. That's why I bother about it. It is very nice to find the generation of warm feeling. But if it will reach an equality, here is the point to elaborate on.
And about Rana's question, the mother-daughter relationship?
Actually, I could not get it right.
I'll say it again.
Yes, I'm sorry for that.
The main point that I'm focusing or the one I want to nail is that why sometimes is the relationship between a daughter and a mother is not that good, although there are sayings that say a mother's treasure is her daughter.
Yeah.
And others say while a mother's treasure is her daughter, a daughter's sunshine is her mother. So the relationship between a mother and a daughter is supposed to be really strong. If any, of course, like any exception takes place in everything, what is the reason beyond the relationship that's not good between a mother and her daughter? And how can we work on this, your advice to us now, to make this relationship be better?
Let me confirm my understanding. You mean that in some cases you feel that the relationship between the daughter and the mother, it is not going as we believe that the daughter should be the treasure of the mother. So your question is why we may face such situation.
Right. Especially
This is the
if,
question?
Yes. That's what I understood from Rana as well. I want to add, and I hope I'm not mixing things up, especially if the age gap between them is small. And we can see that by observation. If there is only a difference of 20, 15, 20 years, sometimes this really happens. If there is a difference of 30, 40 years, usually it doesn't happen. Just by observation.
Yeah, but it sometimes happen. It sometimes happen. When we analyze why it may happen, it is the mother attitude. So the mother, the role of the mother, it's something really, as we said, it's critical. At that time, which I believe that the mother, when the girl has started to be a teenager, the mother could not tackle this period well, so the gap is increasing. When the mother does not develop the trust and confidence, when the mother does not act as an active listener, the gap is going. When the mother does not share the same interest of the children, the gap is.
Okay, can we make the relationship between a daughter or a son and a mother when they're teenagers talk and open talk to the mother or father and basically mother, because we're discussing Mother's Day, and open up and say what they want to say. Actually, my relationship with my daughters is like this: what they want to say and what they want to talk about, we talk about together.
Democracy.
Yes. But in general, how does this work? Because there are lots of daughters that hide a lot from their mothers, and their mothers don't understand, unfortunately, that this is happening, because this happens in my daughter's communities. When they come and tell me, "Mommy, I saw this and I saw this and I saw this," and the mother is in another world, completely different world, where she thinks that her daughter is a saint. It's totally. It's not for me to judge, by the way, but I'm discussing a situation that I live.
It is very important.
Especially that I have a 14, 16, and 22-year girls.
To be very frankly, it is very important point, and it could be a public issue. We've seen it. What is the way we should treat our teenagers nowadays in a world of global world, in a world of social media, in a
everything
world
is at the tip of your button, I mean, at the tip of your
In
finger.
a world of alcohol, in a world of drugs, in a world of we do have a lot of things in our community.
We have a lot
that
of
we're
challenges.
not supposed to have, and it's
Absolutely.
happening. And it's happening at the age of 16, and it's happening at the age of that you can the stig, the vape, the shisha. It's happening, and they're young. They're really young. At our age or a long time ago, it didn't used to happen.
If I analyze the tragedy, it is a tragedy in this situation. Now, the first thing is the parents, they have not consumed the time to teach their children the ground rules. In a simple word, the ground rules, this is a value of the house, the family. For example, I do remember that my dad, when you go out, you have to come before 9. 9, full stop. For the sake of example, this is a ground rule.
I was going to say 9 because it seems 9 was the rule all around Egypt. No, not today. I mean, yes, before it was always 9. Yeah, that was the secret.
This is a ground rules. This is we have. So, in that example, I taught my children how to respect the ground rules and the values of my parents. This is number one. It's not. It is not only to start with that. The teenagers, the mother should really feel that the children, their appearance is changing. It's natural, right? So they have to have a communication to explain and to have a dialogue and to make them understand what is that changes, what is the impact on that. She has to, break the gap of talking, and because if she will not talk, the daughter will feel shy to tell her mother that I have a change. So this should be first. When they start teenagers, I have to explain to them what is the change. Continuous communication, build the trust, listen more, and be a friend. Show interest in their interests, even if I don't like music, that noisy music. No, I show interest. It's my role. I have to play it, but it's not necessary because I am busy, I have work, I have home. No. So interest in their hobbies I have. And then the quality time. For example, all our teenagers, they like to drive. I should not tell them, and this is, I hope that you will agree with me. I should not tell them, no, driving in that age is wrong. No, I take my son and I drive the car and explain to him the mechanics of the car. I explained to him, I took him to a knowledge, and then while I'm explaining, I show the dangers of not having the full capacity to drive and etc. So I give the message with a very large scale to allow him pick up the knowledge which it will hit his mind, and so on. Then I should continue. It is not one. I have to follow up what is his opinion about this point. This is by this way developing the trust, and if I'll find that they are coming to me to ask me to help them in solving problems, so I am starting a good positive ladder. I can feel that I accommodated my children in that age. Because as you have rightly said, we have a huge challenge. We have a huge challenge.
Yeah.
Of Human Resources. It was a pleasure that you joined us today in Nile Cruise to talk about Mother's Day. And when we talked about Mother's Day, we talked about any controversial issue between a mother and her children. And you gave us a lot of advices which we hope that we could implement and see a better future for our children, because all of us, we only live for our children and we're here for our children, so we want them to be the best all the way. Thank you very much.
Very happy Mother's Day to all mothers, and thank you very much, and I hope that all our mothers will take care of our youth, our children, because they are the upcoming generation. Thank you very much.
Happy Mother's Day,
Thank
Dr.
you
Nadia.
to you.
It was a pleasure having you in today's episode of Nile Cruise. Viewers, stay tuned, we'll be right back.